from a young age, we're often told things that we take on and we continue believing them for the rest of our lives.
Oh, if I'm really good at business, my relationships will suffer. My health has to suffer. It's a given. Almost people take it like that. I changed my mindset around that.
So
and
cool.
Because of that, I've been able to elevate every single area of my life.
You can't even see and find opportunities if you're in a negative state. Your body is reacting to that. The use of sound vibrations acts on the human body, find what those beliefs are and help to free them. I want people to feel the shift, not just talk about it. I can do an example if you want. You can close your eyes and just listen to some of these sounds and just notice what you feel.
You are the first guest that has tried to challenge me to a chess match. You made your move, huh? That's mine.
That's pretty good.
How are you feeling? Is this the first time you have done a professional video podcast in person?
This is the first time I've done in person. I've only done online.
Yeah, awesome.
So I'm loving it. Set up plants, cameras, love it.
We love to take virginities in here. So, yeah.
Exactly.
It'll be a good experience.
Exactly.
Just buckle up. I got you. But if you're new here, my name is Nelson and I'm the host of the Creative Grid podcast, a space committed to help creative entrepreneurs level up in all areas of life. We normally have extraordinary individuals as guests. Today is no exception. Today's guest, he's a sound healer. He's a frequency and alignment coach. Please welcome Mr. Chris Blackwell.
Cool.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah. How are you feeling? It's been a great day.
It's been a really cool day. Yeah. We did your session. We had an awesome lunch. Nice smoothie, and now ready for the podcast. So,
yeah, nice. We'll get definitely onto the experience I had working with you today. But yeah, today is a bit of a different episode, and as you can tell, we're bringing all sorts of specialties to the podcast, so you guys can get all sorts of different tools that high-level individuals use to succeed and build basically their life of their dreams. So, Chris, before we get into it and all the good stuff and all your wizard skills, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got to where you are now. How do you get into everything that you do?
Yeah, I guess it all started at a young age, probably. I'm going to get into this more later, but one of the things I do is work with the human energy field. And from a young age, I realized that I could tap into people's emotional states and to some extent what belief systems they were holding. And I didn't know the word energy field. I didn't know what I was doing. It was just something that instinctively was there. And it's been a process over the years, I guess, of being guided to different situations that have allowed me to expand and explore and develop that skill to what it is today.
Yeah, awesome. So how does someone become an expert on sound healing?
Well, I think it's a combination of external study. There is an element of external study. I spent a lot of time in different countries like India and Bali, learning different energy practices and learning to work with sound. But I think more than anything, it's something that you need to embody. You need to feel it in your bones. So it's not just an intellectual experience. It's not just a recipe you're learning, but it's something that is, in my experience, everything is resonating with sound. Everything is a frequency. And so I learned to feel that, or I guess I had that from a young age, but I fine-tune my ability to feel those resonances and those frequencies from people, environments, situations in my body. So I would say it's something through hours and hours of introspection, meditation, plus the external training and bringing that all together.
What exactly is sound healing?
Very good question. So sound healing is essentially the use of sound vibrations. So, and sound vibrations could be, in the case of music, can have a healing effect on someone. We all know the effect that we get from listening to certain types of music. It can be in the way of using crystal bowls, which have a resonance to them. They have a hum. And sound healing is something that basically it's like acts on the human body, the human instrument, or it could work with plants or animals as well. It does work with plants and animals, and has an effect to change the nervous system, to change that, what I would call the energy system that someone's experiencing, the emotion that someone is experiencing. So sound basically works by going directly into the cells of the body and shifting the state that somebody is in. So that's it in a nutshell. Kind of like if you're a tuning fork and I'm a tuning fork, and your tuning fork is resonating to this is just a hypothetical, and you're having a bit of a funny day, and then I'm going to bring in a sound, and that tunes that other fork to that frequency. So the sound goes in and helps to lift the frequencies that may be stuck or misaligned in someone and balance it out.
Yeah, right. So how does sound healing becomes an useful tool for people? What can you do with it? What can you achieve with it? And why would you even consider using sound healing?
Yeah, well, the first level of working with sound is that, and there's so many studies on sound, which I can go into during the podcast, is that it helps to bring people's nervous system. And, we're in times like these, there's a lot of people that are really overwhelmed. It helps to balance people's emotions. It helps to regulate the nervous system. It helps to balance the parasympathetic nervous system. Mm-hmm. And that fight, fright, flight, or overwhelm energy where everyone's just in go, go, go mode, it helps to actually calm and balance that so people come back into a natural state of flow and ease. Mm-hmm. In regards to the work that I do, which is helping creative entrepreneurs step up their game in their business, we do a lot of work. It's twofold. I do a lot of work with helping people release limiting beliefs and emotions. And so from a young age, we're often told things that we take on and we continue believing them for the rest of our lives. So I had a client recently, and one of her family members said, "We're not a creative family," when she was young. So she disconnected from everything creative for 30 years because of that. So what I go in and is help people find what those beliefs are and help to free them. Now, the sound acts as like an amplifying tool, helping to release. Imagine if you have like a big digger that's going in under the ground to dig up an old, something that you don't want in the ground. Mm-hmm. The sound acts like a big digger. It actually amplifies the effect and speeds up the process of clearing those limiting beliefs. And then the exciting bit for me is that not only that, but when you do, what people call manifesting work or affirmations, when you add sound to it, it also amplifies the power of those manifestations.
Yeah, right.
Because the sound work and the sound that I'm doing is actually aligned with someone's sort of ultimate manifestation, or it's aligned with harmonic frequency. So when you manifest the most powerfully, when anyone manifests the most powerfully, there's so much less resistance. There's ease. And you think of those things that, have come to you with ease in your life. It's like when there's no tension. It's like when there's a state of flow. So the sound helps people powerfully get into that state of flow. And if they're visualizing something, it's just like adding like an amplifying tool that many times amplifies the power of the other manifesting work that we're doing. So a lot of people do manifesting work from the head up, where they just say, I feel good, but it's not embodied. So what I'm passionate about and why one of my tools that I use is sound is because it helps it to become embodied. I want people to feel the shift, not just talk about it or think about it, so that their whole body, their nervous system, their spine, their body language, their emotions, they all change. Yeah. Rather than just, this is a fun intellectual exercise, which doesn't actually shift it. It's like you can shift things so fast, and sound is one of those tools.
What sounds specifically are considered like sound healing, or are the different sounds that you use to get results for people? Like, because I know from today we had a session together, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes you will be doing sometimes you will be going you change the different sounds that you make. Yeah. Is there a specific sounds, or are you just like going with the flow, whatever comes through? Tell me a little bit about the specific sounds that you make, and maybe even give some examples of them.
So there's all different. The answer to that is both. I'm both using sounds intuitively that I feel will work to clear an energy pattern. And there are also specific sounds that help in the manifesting process or help to balance the nervous system. So in the session, for example, from memory, we use the sound R. So R is the first syllable in the sound Om. So you have ah, and R is a generating sound. It's like they say the universe came into being with the sound ah. It helps to bring things into being, and that's why I use it in conjunction with manifesting work, because it helps to bring it into 3D form. It's like we're bringing our visualization and we're making it real. The sound Ram that I use, for example, works with what's called the solar plexus chakra, which is above the belly button, below the ribs, and that brings the energy of the sun and it brings vitality into the body. A lot of the times, I can do an example if you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the sound
Let me fix this for you so you can really move.
So I can be free.
Yes.
Perfect. So maybe everyone can even, if they're not operating heavy machinery, you can close your eyes and just listen to some of these sounds and just notice what you feel. So I'll do the sound R. So just close your eyes, take a deep breath in and out. And here we go. And you can make it at home as well if you want to join in. And just observe with each sound what happens to your breath, what happens to your nervous system. Do you feel anything? Might be a very subtle change. Beautiful. And now I'll show you the sound Ram, which is one of the sounds that I use. And I'm going to get into a little bit later some sounds you can use for manifesting, for creating your reality that you prefer. So, but this one is Ram, and this brings energy into the body. You feel it in the solar plexus chakra, which is above the belly button, below the ribs. Deep breath in. And what you'll notice the more you work with sound is there's the physical sound, but the subtle sound keeps resonating. It's like when you go into a home and you can feel if it's a loving home, it's because the sound vibrations, which are from people's thoughts, they're just vibrations, they sit there in the atmosphere. So if there's been, a death or there's been lots of arguing and you go into a certain home, you go, something doesn't feel right here. Because all of that energy that's built up is still bouncing around in that space. And so just to give another example, so you asked about spontaneous sounds. So one of the sound, I'll do a sound pattern which is to clear and balance the energy system. So this is just to clear and release blocks, and I'll just do. And this is just a sound that's coming intuitively, and this is to help people just release and let go. So take a breath in and out. Another breath in and out. Now we're going to do a sound to help you feel grounded and connected to the earth. Deep breath in. So each sound has a different effect. Each sound is like a frequency key that works differently with the body and the nervous system.
Those sounds are so relaxing.
Yeah.
It's funny how depending on the tone that you use, I can feel it almost differently, like in my body or where it kind of vibrates and what makes come alive.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see, like, from our session, for example, you use these sounds and you kind of guide the person. It's almost like a guided meditation, right?
Yeah.
And then you complement it with sound.
Yeah.
But you're also asking throughout it questions, and you're kind of like making the person give answers and say it out loud, and sometimes replicate the same sound that you're using.
Yeah.
Can you explain the reason behind all of that, and how does that connects to, the outcomes that people are looking for?
Yeah. It's all basically designed to get, because the most powerful results all come when we're in a state of flow, when we feel good, when we're in alignment, when we're not in a state of tension and resistance. So all of the processes are designed to help people come into that state of flow. So what's happening when I ask people questions is that I'm tuning into their higher self. It's like their own higher knowing or spirit is kind of just giving me the question to ask that will help that person in that moment, because I've trained myself to be able to pick up on, well, what's the question that they need? And then that helps them when they answer that question. That's helping them to come into a state of resonance, which is then helping them to come into a state of flow. And then they start trusting themselves, and then they get ideas for their business. And then because they're in a state of flow, they're in the supermarket and they run into someone who all of a sudden wants to work with them because they're in that state where they're in line with kind of the universal energy or the natural flow of things. They're not in their own way. So it's all designed to speed up those synchronicities that happen, those what we call magic, but it's really just alignment, because we're giving off a frequency at every moment, and people are simply matching those frequencies. And so you can see when someone's always complaining and saying, life's terrible, what do they experience? They experience rude waiters. They experience that everyone treats them badly because they have that belief and they're resonating with that energy. When someone has the belief that everything's working out for me, of course there's going to be challenges, and of course there'll be opportunities for growth, but generally they're going to get that mirrored back to them. So it's all to get people into that place. And then when they do that, the money flow, the clients, the relationships, it all starts to flow and come into alignment out of that. Yeah.
I'm curious, this is a selfish question.
Go for it.
So when you first came, it's kind of like a two-part question.
Sure.
When you first came in, because obviously sounds like you're really good at picking up energy in places and people. Yeah. So what was the energy that you got when you first came here today? And what's the energy that you get from me after spending quite a few hours with me? So I'm curious to hear from your perspective, and you can be
turn the camera off.
You can be honest as fuck. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. So I'm curious.
Absolutely, no. From my feeling from when I walked in, because this is a house of like people with passion. You have a passion, and you're inspiring that in the people around you. So for me, there's a dynamic energy in the house, and there's a dynamic energy with you. And I can feel like, immediately I could feel this really strong will of this is someone who just doesn't give up. This is someone who absolutely goes for what, and nothing's going to stand in their way of their dreams. But I also can feel the connection between you and your team, and that it feels harmonious, and that there's a flow and a mutual respect. So that's all sitting in the space. But creativity and flow is the main two things that I feel. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's pretty on point. I would say we have a solid energy field in here.
Exactly.
We like it, and we're always looking to improve it. Yeah. If someone it's consistently like carrying a bad frequency, if I may, or something along those lines of bad energy, anything like that. Yeah. What can they do about it? What are some exercises that maybe they can do to get back into alignment?
Well, there's different things that they can do. One that I recommend is meditation or breath work. So there's hundreds of different types of breath work, and I'm not going to go into each type, but even something as simple as taking a breath in for 4, holding for 4, breathing out for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, holding for 4. This just starts to bring the nervous system into balance. Go for a walk, get out in the sun. These are all real cliches, but it's like, if you're focused on what most people do is when they're focused on the problem, they try to wrestle the problem to the ground. But this keeps the frequency of the problem alive because you're still focused on that issue. So I say to people, take your foot off the accelerator if you're in a negative and just go general and start appreciating things in your life. I have clothes on my back. I live in Australia or wherever you live, I live in Spain, I live here, wherever. I have, a good family. Focus on the things that are working for you. And then, if you're drawn, there's simple sounds you can use. There's thousands of different chants you can put on YouTube that balance your energy. Even that sound, even just chanting that to yourself, whatever it may be. And that just regulates the nervous system and brings you into balance. And also it's not about blaming people for being in a negative space, but it's like kind of acknowledging how you feel and then looking for things to appreciate so that you start shifting that energy. Yeah. And also, obviously I work in this area, but having energy healing to clear those blocks, which is one of the reasons that I work with creative entrepreneurs, is that they have, they don't often realize that their emotional patterns that they've taken on from society and parents, and having them sitting in their energy field and not cleared, that all affects their business. And their relationships affect their business. So when I'm working with people, I'm clearing stuff with their health and well-being, with their relationships and their money flow and their clients, but it's all interrelated. And when we go, that's nothing to do with that, it actually is, because we're leaking energy when we have a poor relationship or we're not looking after our health, and that's affecting our business and our vision. So it's about getting people to come into alignment, and then that everything starts to flow for them.
Yeah, and you're completely right. Every time you have one area of your life that is leaking, that also gets transferred to the other versions, right?
Exactly.
Like if you're in the wrong relationship, that will also affect your business. That will also affect your mindset. The mood that you're in, and even your performance, whatever is, in sports or in finances, or even your other relationships, right? So it's important to always try to find how to keep all of them in control. That's always what I'm trying to also help people understand, that for a long time I was sold this idea that you cannot have it all, that you have to choose, that it is impossible to, keep every area of your life at a 10 out of 10. And although I would agree that it is pretty hard, it is pretty difficult to achieve, I now know that it's possible. That I changed my mindset around that, and because of that, I've been able to elevate every single area of my life. Because I know I don't have to subscribe to the paradigm that if I'm really good at business, my relationships will suffer, or my health has to suffer. It's a given. Almost people take it like that, and to me now, that's almost like a way of justifying not performing at the highest level in different areas of life. To me, it's like, I can do it. Why not? Why not? Who said that? Who told you that? Who told you that lie? You're unfit, unhealthy, unhappy uncle. Like who told you that? I always question that, because I have met now people that have the things that I'm working towards, or they are the kind of role models that I'm trying to become, or I'm slowly building, and they have every area of life in order. And right now, even looking at my own life, I'm like, I'm not, struggling with money. I have a great relationship. I have a strong network of friends. My health is on point. I take care of myself. And the good thing is that there is always improvement, right? You never get to a place where everything is the best it can be. But it can get to a place where you have them all in order, and you're always like looking. I'm always constantly looking. I never settle, right? I'm always looking like, how can I improve my health 0.5% more? How can I earn 0.5% more money? How can I, get a little bit more freedom? How can I get a little bit more back my time? How can I be, even more fulfilled? How can I serve my community and the world a little bit better, and my relationship and, my friends? And I know now that you can have it all.
Yeah, that's so cool.
You really can.
That's so cool. And, from an energy point of view, I would say that imprint is now in your energy field. You did the work. You realized that you didn't have to believe that. You did whatever inner work you did. I don't know the details of it, but you did whatever inner work you did on your emotions, your belief system, and now you're like going, well, I have got an awesome relationship and I have got the money flow. And that thing about, well, things can always get better. It's like, it's almost like that's the nature of the universe. It's like there's always expansion. So no matter where, you know, for Richard Branson, there's expansions. Maybe he's having expansions in creativity in his relationships, maybe even with his money flow. You know, if for everyone there's an expansion, life's never static. And I think that's an awesome thing. And one thing that just jumped into mind is that, you know, the patterns that we hold might be as simple as, you know, someone's father might have earned 50 or 80,000 a year. And they have the belief that they can't go beyond their father that's portraying them. So they sit in a bubble according to what their belief system is. So when they come along to, you know, to work with someone like me, it's like we work through to shift wherever the barriers are in emotionally, with relationships, with money flow. It's like we examine it and actually get them to re-choose. Well, do you want to keep holding that pattern? And often we're blind to our own blind spots. So it's like just showing people, did you know that is possible for you and that you don't actually have to settle for that? And it's like I say to people also, we create the biochemistry in our own body, you know? It's like the energy that you can get from all the drugs that could be taken. We can create the energy field of well-being in our body. And, you know, and here's an example, just a very small example of it. It's like, are you ready? Little experiment? Yeah. So this is a super simple one, and everyone listening at home can try this too. Is if you just close your eyes and focus on somebody that you don't like or you struggle with, doesn't matter if they're a person you know or a person in politics, and just observe someone that you hate, you dislike, whatever word you want to put to it, and notice what happens to your breath, and notice what happens to your emotions, and notice what happens to the flow of energy in your body. Cool. Whoa. Now shake that out. That probably didn't feel that good, but and now focus on someone that you love. And again, observe your emotions, observe your breath, and observe the sensations in your body. And you can come back and open your eyes. And it's such a simple experiment, but I don't know, what's your experience from that?
Yeah, 100%. Like when you think about someone that you dislike, like your body is almost like very uncomfortable, or, you know, it's like, why do I have to give attention to this, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas the opposite happens when someone you care about or that brings you, you know, into a better state. You feel more relaxed. You can feel your heart pumping in a different way as well.
So cool. And it's the same with what we tell ourselves around our businesses. If we go, oh, my business sucks. Oh, I'm no good. Your body is reacting to that, you know. And so it's that power of retraining the subconscious, retraining the nervous system to actually, it's not like you can't have any negative thoughts. Like that's not what I teach people at all. It's not like, negative thoughts going to kill you. But if you're consistently believing those thoughts and you're not even questioning it, then look what's happening to your nervous system. Look what happened. You can't even see and find opportunities if you're in a negative state because you already have the idea that this is not possible, this is not possible, this is not possible.
Yes.
So for me, it's all about breaking or dissolving those walls so that all of a sudden things that weren't possible are all of a sudden like, oh, how did that happen? Oh, how did I meet that person? It's like you change your frequency, you attract differently. Yeah.
It comes with ease, right?
Yeah, with ease.
Everything starts unfolding in front of you, and it doesn't feel like hard work anymore. And it's more of a play.
It's a game, like chess. It's a fun little. It's a dance. It's a game. Yeah.
Oh, chess is not a game. It's
chess
war.
is not a game. Chess is war. We're perfectly even right now, Nelson.
This is war.
Is that your real move?
Okay. It's my real move.
Okay.
But yeah, so what's the most common issue you find with creative entrepreneurs that come to work with you?
Okay, so I've got two ends of the spectrum with creative entrepreneurs. I've got super creative people, artists, healers, practitioners of different kinds who haven't mastered the money game, or they're giving all their services away for free, which is very well intended, but it's just not a business. And so it's training them that you can ask for the money, you can have the money, you can receive, you're allowed to earn money doing what you love. So there's a belief in certain parts of the society that, you can't earn money doing what you love, or you can't, if it's a heart-based thing, it has to be just free, which is, it's just not the society we live in. And so it's training them to actually step up their services, step up their vision, step up their game, and help them rewire to the fact that they're allowed success. The other end of the spectrum that I have, and of course people fall into all levels, I'm just giving this, is someone who might be a CEO and have heaps and heaps and heaps of money, but they don't feel any joy. They're doing what they hate, or their relationships are a mess, or their health's a mess, or they just don't feel any well-being. They say, I haven't felt joy in 5 years, but they have all the money. So the other extreme is working with them and going, well, what is it that you love? And do you want to take that holiday? And what would it be like if you started stepping into your creativity? Yeah. And, so there's two ends of the extreme. The other one is people that have their business at a certain level and they just want to go to the next level. Yeah. So they might be earning $10,000 a month, or they might be multimillionaires, and they're just excited about going to the next level. Like they may be already doing well. Yeah. Like yourself, and you're always like we all are when we're creative and passionate, we want to go to the next level. Yeah. So it's helping them break through that level. Like I had a lady who's actually from the Gold Coast who worked with me in my group programs and one-on-one a couple of years ago. And after working with me and having the energetic shifts, she quadrupled her business, and she had to employ a whole new sales team, and everything started to sort of come into place with her, and because she was open to doing the work, the emotional work, the energy work. And that's what I say to people, you have to be open. Nothing shifts if you're not willing. Doesn't matter what you do. If you go to the doctor and you say, I'm not willing to take the medication, or the naturopath or whatever you go to, you go, I'm not willing to take it. Well, you can't. You have to step up. Like I'm never fixing anybody. I'm just holding a space and a mirror and going, this is what's possible. Yes. And then it's like you have to dive into the water. You have to step in. And then they're the clients that I love working with, because they get the results and they put what I say into action, and things just shift so quick.
Yeah. And I completely agree. You almost have to believe first that it is possible, right? That this could work, that this can happen, that it's meant for you, that is, you have the ability and everything that is required to get that thing or achieve X, Y. So
you have to genuinely want the best for yourself.
Yes.
And even if you're struggling, and even if, like, I don't care how down and out someone is, if they're genuinely willing to shift, that's it. That's the key. That's the secret. Yeah.
And we were talking about it before, right? Like, you have to be your biggest fan. That's how, and your biggest supporter, right? Because also, if you don't do it for yourself, what are the chances that you can do it for other people?
Exactly.
Like, how can you expect to be a great partner, or a great business owner, or a great friend, or a great parent if you're not even good to yourself? You don't even take yourself seriously. You don't take care of who you are and what you're trying to become. How can you expect to be
you can't
something great for the world or for people around you?
Exactly. It's like that thing of coming from a place of a full cup.
Yes.
It's like the best relationships come from a place where both people are full, not like you need to complete me because I'm empty and I'm bored with myself.
Yes.
It's like you want to take your boredom and then give it to someone else, and they take their boredom and give it to you, and then somehow you try to make it work.
Yeah.
And it's like that with manifesting things. I say, come from the fact that you're already whole and full and awesome, not from the fact that you're broken and there's something wrong with you. It's actually, and so a lot of it is, a lot of the times, a lot of my female clients, for example, will come to me, and we've worked on relationship stuff. They've had bad relationships with men in the past, and it's just reprogramming them to first love themselves and to first come from that angle, because if they're coming from the fact that I'm wounded and I'm wrong and I'm broken and all the men are like this or whatever it is, then they're going to keep creating that same cycle.
Yeah, yeah.
So don't come at it from need, because need only attracts with whether it's money or clients or whatever you're needy about. Its focus is different to need. Focus and having a strong determination is different, but the need is like, it always falls flat and never feels good.
Yeah, and no one wants to be around people that are needy, right? Whether it's for money or a relationship or a friendship. You're like, oh, this is not right. Why are you so needy?
Exactly.
Right?
I had an example recently where I booked someone an Airtasker to help me with my home studio setup.
Yeah.
And immediately in the messaging, we had something in common for the messaging, and then there was all this 3 or 4 messages about how we're going to be best friends and this. And I thought, this is just, it's immediately like, they may be an amazing person, but it's immediately like, you know, there's an energy there. It wasn't just the words. It wasn't just the words. It was like the energy behind it. Like if you try to grasp something, no one wants to be trapped.
Yes.
So it's like, you don't want your friends, your clients to feel trapped, you know?
Yeah.
So,
too much.
Like,
I just
back off.
Yeah.
Back off now.
I just picture you like messaging with the guy from Airtasker. He's just like, man, we're gonna go for lunch today. What are you doing on Saturday? Let's go camping. And you're like, man, chill.
Easy, cowboy.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm sorry. This is too much. Damn it.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas you naturally want to hang out with people when they've got good energy and they don't, you know, whether it's a client or this, and when there's just that ease and that flow and it's no pressure, you just want to, you know, be in that situation.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Can we do, before we close up, another small exercise or something?
Absolutely.
Guide us through something, anything that comes to mind right now that could help creative entrepreneurs.
Sure.
Right now.
Okay, so why don't we do a short version of something like I did for you? Of course, that was a personalized one.
Let's get it.
But we'll just do a short version.
Let's get it.
All right. So here we go. So if everyone close your eyes, take a deep breath in and out. This process is just designed to help you come into alignment. I want you to imagine that in your belly, there's a huge sun. Above the belly button, below the ribs, there's the energy of a huge sun, and it's glowing brightly. And this sun represents your passion, your vision, your business. With each breath, that sun is getting brighter and brighter. Take a deep breath in and out. And I want you to feel inside your bones. I want you to tell yourself, tell your body, your cells, today is going to be a good day. Today I choose to feel good. Today I'm going to appreciate more and more of the things that I see in my world. I'm going to appreciate myself more than ever. You want to shift your business and your energy? Appreciation is one of the fastest ways. I appreciate my city that I live in, or country, town. I appreciate the relationships in my life. I appreciate the money that I have in my wallet or in my bank. Appreciate my business as it is right now. Take a deep breath in and out. Now I'm going to ask some questions, and I just want you to answer this question. You can answer it out loud, or if you're in a public place, you can answer it internally. So I want you to complete this sentence. I'm going to say ... at the end, and then you finish it with whatever words you'd like. What I would love to experience from my business is ... Complete that sentence. Nelson, feel free to say it out loud if you want. Otherwise, you can do it internally as well.
Financial freedom.
Woo! Yeah. Expansion, glory, awesome clients, awesome money flow. Good. Deep breath in and out. Okay, and let's complete this sentence. What I love about my life is ... And let's just throw them into the circle. Nelson and I will put in, I love my friends, I love music, I love my creative business, I love helping people get the results they want.
I love doing what I love every day.
Woo.
I love the freedom that I currently have. I love my team. I love my clients. I love my family. I love this life, this reality.
Love it. And as we say these words, we're tuning our energy. We're coming into alignment. We're coming into a state of flow. And this is where all things happen with ease and grace, and miracles start, what we call miracles start flowing in. Okay, my best 3 qualities are, do you know how powerful it is to acknowledge your own best qualities? My best 3 qualities are, and I'll start, intuition, big heart, sense of humor.
I'm unstoppable.
Woo.
I'm relentless. I get to manifest anything I want. I'm basically a wizard.
Beautiful. I've got the music from Mission Impossible in my head. Dun, 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 dun. Beautiful. And take a deep breath in and out. If I could give myself any gift today, if I had a magic wand to give myself any gift today, what would that be? And it may be a gift in words, like, you're doing so amazing. I'm so proud of you. What gift would you like to give yourself or say to yourself?
I'll tell myself that I'm a fucking legend.
Tell myself I'm a goddamn legend. I'll tell you that much for sure. And now I want to do a little client activation where we're going to draw in and magnetize awesome clients. I'm sure a lot of your listeners are looking for more ideal clients. So this is a short version of a set of activations that I've almost completed, which are going to be coming out very, very soon, to actually draw in clients. So first of all, I want you to imagine that around your body is a huge bubble of white light. And I want you to imagine that you're sending that bubble of white light out through every molecule in the room you're in, wherever you are. And that's starting to flow out through the suburb and the city you live in every direction, touching every molecule. Starting to move out beyond the country you live in, intermingling with every molecule. Continuing out past the earth, continuing out past and through all the galaxies, so that it's touching and resonating with every molecule in the universe or universes, moving in every single direction. Just keep seeing it expand, merge, dance with every molecule. And when you don't think that the light can go out any further, just continually see it going out, lighting up everywhere, every molecule it touches throughout space, flying past planets. Beautiful. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do an energy pull. I'm first going to chant the sound R 3 times. Maybe I'll get Nelson to join me in this. And then we're going to do what we call an energy pull. So first of all, we're going to charge the energy with the sound R, taking a deep breath in. Again, give it 100,000% this time. Deep breath in. 3,000 billion trillion gazillion percent. Beautiful. Now we're going to do what I call a client energy pull. We're going to imagine that from every molecule of creation, we're now pulling like waves of light. We're pulling and drawing in back into our energy field, back into our body and our cells, the ideal clients, the money flow. If you want to add an awesome relationships, add that, and it's flowing in through your head, up through your feet, into your belly, into your heart, into your knees, into your pelvis. From every direction, you're pulling in, you're attracting in and drawing in the energy of your ideal clients. Just feel it. You can even use your hands to pull it in, like you're just pulling it in like waves into your system. You're magnetizing yourself. Every molecule, it's like every molecule is paying out, is giving you something, is blessing you, and you're just receiving that from every angle. And as you're doing this, I'm going to say some words. I'm now receiving my ideal clients. My ideal clients are finding me. Wherever I am, my ideal clients are finding me. Whether I'm in the line at the post office, whether they see my marketing online, whether it's a group that I'm involved in, people are asking about and wanting what I have, and feel that flowing in. I'm now attracting my ideal clients. They pay me in full with ease. They get their credit card and they pay me. They're excited to work with me. What would that be like? And my clients are getting more fun, more easygoing. I feel like I have a genuine friendship and connection with these clients. They're willing to step up. They're willing to do the work. Feel that, activate that. Deep breath in and out. I love my life. I love my body. I love how far I've come. I love how I've expanded, changed and shifted my challenges into opportunities. I love how I'm breathing more deeply than ever. I love my connection with nature. I love my connection with my body, with the earth. It feels like wherever I go, people are giving me support. People are appreciating me. I have amazing connections with people. Life is feeling sweet. Cool. And just in your own time, just taking about 30 seconds to a minute to just slowly come back, knowing that you've planted the seeds in this mini activation. And the more you do this kind of activation work and the more you release those limiting beliefs, the more powerful your manifesting powers become. Because when your energy system is in alignment, and when your belief system is not sabotaging you, then things just naturally flow to you. There's no resistance. It's like where everything that you don't really care about in life comes to you easily because there's no resistance. You know what I mean? It's like, I didn't really even care about that when it came. And the moment we try and we force and we push the thing, like with a woman, with a business opportunity, then it flows away because of the efforting so it's like letting it in. Yeah, so...
I love that. And that sounds like a good place to close. But I hope you guys got a lot of value from Chris. And Chris, where can people find you? How can they work with you? And what are the different offerings that you have and services to help creative entrepreneurs? Yeah,
absolutely. So on Instagram, I'm Christopher_Blackwell. I'm Christopher Blackwell on Facebook. I'm sure Nelson can send you some of this information. At the moment, I have an online academy where people get a 6-month membership. I have a in-person workshop in Brisbane coming up on August the 13th for anyone who's on the Gold Coast or Brisbane, August the 13th for creative entrepreneurs. And I'm also going to offer today a discount on my one-on-one sessions. I normally charge $350, but I'm going to do it for people in your podcast for $200. And that's a visioning session, an energy session, just like you had, Nelson, and really just helps to propel you. And like I shared with Nelson, the sessions are not just what you do on the day. We're planting seeds that will wake up over the following month. You know what I mean? It's like we're planting new seeds. We're retraining the subconscious. And then often people do get miracles the next day, but it's really a retraining and then things just open and open and open. So,
I will highly recommend that you check Chris and his work, because I have experienced his skills twice now, and it can be very beneficial to you and what you're trying to do, or maybe just work some of the stuff that you're currently dealing with, or just even if you're at a good place, just to keep reinforcing your energy and have maybe a different approach to continue to pursue the things that you're trying to get or to attract, so you can become a magnet for them. Because my experience with Chris has been incredible. So I will highly recommend that you go and check this man out. And if you enjoyed this episode of the podcast and you want us to keep continuing to bring high caliber individuals as guests, please, the best way to support the podcast is to leave us a review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. That's what helps us bring the podcast to millions of people around the world. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on all social media platforms at The Creative Grid. I'm at Nelfalife, and I'll see you on the next episode. Goodbye for everyone. You.